and thank you so much for joining me here on So Stitch Checks. Today, I'm going to talk about my views on worship. So, worship is typically when you leave offerings or libations, which is just liquid offerings, and offerings are typically food for what you are giving worship to. So, worship can be given to demons or angels or deities, of course, the most basic of ones. We worship false idols like movie stars and other famous people that are just people. We worship like so many trivial things, and I don't even believe in worship to gods. I believe that we as witches have power and that we are neither below or above any other being, that we are all equal, including the deities, that we are all on the same playing field. So I never offer worship because it feels insincere to offer worship for something that I don't believe in doing. I'm not going to offer that kind of praise when I don't feel that emotion. Personally, I do like to give gifts. I don't like to receive gifts at all. I do not like you to give me things. I will accept them. I will not refuse a gift. I do not like the process of being given a gift because I don't like to feel like I owe anybody anything. But I love to give gifts. That's a great way for me to show my love because it's like I spent the time working, the time looking, or the time finding the object that I thought of you, and then I spent my hard-earned money or my hard-earned time to make it and give you a gift. It's my way of showing, hey, I thought of you and this is what I found. So I do leave gifts for deities because to me, an offering is just another way for you to connect to either your deity or spirit and just spend time with them in a simple way. Now, you can have it on your altar or you can have it anywhere. And I've talked about offerings and I'll leave a link below, but to me, worship and the act of praising in that way isn't something that I'll do. I'll talk because the way I was taught, and it was a Baptist way of learning, but it was to create a relationship with the divine or with whoever you're, working with, and you nurture that relationship. You tell them the good, you tell them the bad, you talk back and forth. And I've mentioned in my relationship with God that I tell them more than I would tell anyone else. Sorry. I tell them more than I would tell any other person because to me they're already there. They're already everywhere. It's like a companion less than something that stands above me and better than me and on top of the world. Instead, they have already made the journey, or they are here to supervise the journey. They can interfere and they can participate, but this is my journey and they are merely a player in this play. We are two different working individuals. They work on a cosmic level and I work on a very physical, materialistic level here on the earth. And to me, I'm not going to offer praise because they're doing their job, whatever it is. We're both doing our own jobs just because we're different beings with different capabilities and different residences. I don't know, it doesn't make sense to me to offer worship. Just I'm not going to just work with a deity that's going to make me feel bad about existing in a way that is myself. I probably couldn't be a very good Catholic because I'm asexual and I don't want biological children, which means sex isn't really the best thing. Neither is populating the planet and being fruitful and whatever the whole phrase is. And if I'm gonna work with a deity, I'm gonna have to talk to him and be like, bro, this doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. Either we gotta make some changes or that's my cutoff. because I'm going to talk to them in this relationship a lot more forward than I am with other people. Because if another person is doing something that for them is fundamentally like, this is the rule, versus some spiritual being that I honestly don't think gives that much of a shit. Like, if you're doing a ritual and you're calling Odin down to be a part of your ritual, like, they got better things to do. They might show up. They might pop in for a minute, have a glass, and pop out. But I don't think that they're coming to stay for the whole ritual. That'd be a very rare instance. I'm just full of yawns today. But, like, it'd be a very rare situation for them to, like, pop up and just be there. Like, their divine presence, it doesn't feel like they would just be here on the physical. They can be literally everywhere. They probably are worshipped on other planets or some other archetype, like, or variation of their archetype is worshipped on other planets where there is extraterrestrial life. My man. But, like, I don't know, like, it just that doesn't make sense to me to think, like, you're so special, or they're so special. Like, they're just doing their job. Like, I appreciate them, but it's the same way that I am with, like, my belief of God. I'm a polymorphic monotheist, which means I believe that God and Goddess and divine, or the divinity as it exists, is both all and nothing. It is one that represents everyone, and it's one that looks like all of them because it changes who it wants to be. To me, it's like a dissociative identity disorder God, and I go more into detail in it in my video. But to me, it's like, I don't know, I'm not gonna offer praise for them doing their job in the same way. Like, I'll thank them if they help me with something, because it's the same as with my friends. Like, I'm not gonna thank my friends for doing their job, and if you're in an actual job right now that is considered essential when it's not, and the best the business can do is put out a sign is, "Thank you, our heroes," you know how pissed off it makes you. You're like, bruh, if you're so thankful for us heroes, how about you pay us hazard pay, for working around people who can kill us because they got the virus. If you're so thankful, show it. Don't just say it. The words of affirmation thing, not my love language. I mean, I'm cool with them. They're good. But mine is fucking acts of service. Acts of service all the way for the win. The closest I go to being a worshiper is that I love God in all aspects, that it exists, that he and she and they exist. I work so hard. I do research on all the different aspects and all the different deities and all the different religions because I love them so much. And I want to know all parts of them that there is to know. I have multiple books on Aphrodite. I just haven't read all of them. I have so many books on Persephone. Mostly I do focus on more death-oriented deities because that goes into my interest, and they will actually be a patron for my type of work. So I'm really excited. But, I study everything and any one that I can to learn as much as I can about the divine, because that's my way, being able to know about them, do the things that they like, and if they give me a message and they're like, do this or tell so-and-so this or XYZ, I always do it. I will bitch the whole fucking time. No one said I had to be silent and not complain. And I'm not going to not complain. I'm going to give you my complaints. There is a complaint box right here. Send it in prayers. Take them. But that does not stop me from doing whatever it is. If God's like, bro, you need to jump off a bridge, I'm like, hold the fuck up. What the fuck you talking about? And then I find out that there's a bungee jumping event. And I'm like, you could have been a little more specific because one of them was a little rude. And they'd be like, well, you should understand. Well, then. That's the kind of shit that would happen. It's not as verbal as that because I get no, vocalized, do this. I either get imagery or a dream. And that's my, insight from the divine. Or it'll be, something hilarious, Hecate, I really want a squirrel tail, but I can't find one online. like 3 minutes later. Like, it was legit within like a 30-minute period maximum. Walking down the street, fucking squirrel tail falls from the sky because there's like hawks all over the fucking campus, and they just drop one on the ground, and I'm like, thank you. Puts in a bag, walks away. Or waddles, really. I just waddle, like, okay, I got a squirrel tail. I'm on my way to class, so I guess you're going in my bag. I'm a fucking weirdo. And then I had a date that day, so you know I talked about it. Because I'm a dumbass. And you know the best part? They didn't care. Because to them, they were like, hotness level, weirdness level, hotness level. Yeah, I don't give a shit. And I'm just like, I don't even like this person. They were way too, like, it was clear what they wanted. Sorry, I got distracted. But, like, the divine will do those, like, very, like, there's what you wanted. You did indeed get me what I wanted. Or, like, here's a dream. You got this obscure message that makes no sense because it's just numbers. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with numbers. So I go to someone who knows numbers, and they're like, holy shit. And then they go tell like 50 people what these numbers are. And I'm like, I don't understand what's happening, because I don't study numerology and all these other little number things that well. Like, I got some basic ass number knowledge. But, you know, what if? What if? I just see him in the background, and I don't want him to feel like included. Animism sometimes with stuffies. I love stuffies because they will always love you. It's great. But it's like, I got so off topic, but this is a fun video. So with my ideas of worship, it's just my way of giving thanks for their presence, but it's not like indebted grace. Like it's not me owing them or them owing me, because I don't feel like that's how the relationship with the divine works. I don't owe them anything. I didn't ask to fucking be here. I wanted to be a snail, but here I am as a human. But if something works out and we work together on something, I will give them something that they enjoy, because I'm like, bro, you helped me move. Here's like a case of beer and some pizza, you know, the general thing you would do. Same thing with the gods. It's a give and a take relationship. And my idea of worship isn't to just throw praise willy-nilly. I don't have a praise ritual. I do have a bonding situation where I set up certain days to bond with specific deities. And I take time to, if I'm busy, just think about them, or the different aspects of them, or a specific aspect of them. And I take time to kind of just meditate, or like if I'm doing something with Aphrodite, I might do a self-love bath with all kinds of cute stuff and just do something for me. And I'll be like, thank you for reminding me to love myself, because I was busy today and I forgot. Or if I'm doing something with Papa, I'll give him like a really nice cut of my food, or the part of my food that I'm not going to eat but that normal people would eat, like beef tips or something. Like, I don't like those. I can't chew them. Or I'll spend some time just writing and being creative and inspired, and I'll use it as a time to like think on my relationship with that aspect of the divine that I want to bond with, because I want to bond with all the different parts, because they all are important to me. Now, I know not everyone's going to believe that, and some people are like, you can't act like this because that's kind of hubris. Like, that's not the way I think of it. Like, if a way I want to bond with a deity is like something I like to do with Aphrodite is like, I'll dress up super extra and like super pretty, and I'll wear something super nice, and I'm like, maybe when people see this outfit, maybe they think of you. Because it's not that I want them to be like, oh, you're as beautiful as Aphrodite. I want them to see it and think, Aphrodite. I want them to send more thought, energy, and more love up to her because they see it and think it. And like, that's not how everyone will look at it. They'll be like, bro, you're just trying to get like a Trojan War or something. It's like, no. I'm just vibing. And I'm just interacting with them on the level that we're comfortable. And not all like aspects of the deities are comfortable with that kind of no praise. Like some deities have issues. And I'm like, well, then I guess we're not working together. And then I just step on out because I don't need to work with every aspect of God. I like to learn about every aspect of like goddess, but that's just how it is. Now, if you have a routine for worship, or you do offer worship to different like deities or entities, or but angelic slash celestial or infernal, like someone who offers lots of praise to Lucifer, I know, and multiple people offer to the Greek gods. That's something new. And people who offer to like the Norse deities, what are your routines? Do you go with a more traditional route, or are you like me and you're like, I love this Kit Kat so much. What would you do for a Kit Kat bar? That's the truth, not the Klondike. I don't like those. I will stab someone for this Kit Kat. It's my bootang, so don't touch it. I will give them a piece of my Kit Kat, not the whole Kit Kat. That's too much. That's too much. But I'll give them one stick. And that's a big deal, because if I like you, I give you half a stick. But you're a deity, so you get one stick. That's the kind of thing I'll do. Unless they really just don't like chocolate, then I'll find some other way, like, here is my favorite beverage. But, like, I'll modernize it, because it's not a sacrifice if I just took some time. Like, yes, it's a sacrifice of money, but depending on what it is, I probably have the stuff to make it anyway. But if I give them something that is actually like, this is a sacrifice to me, that's my way of like worship, because I don't believe in traditional worship. I just believe in the illustrating my love and illustrating my appreciation for their cooperation or assistance in a situation. So let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe. Bye, you guys. Thank you for joining me here on So Sit Checks, and have a wicked evening.